Our first stop on this scientific journey is the I Explore exhibit.
That's right, Alex. We have a very fun day at Liberty Science Center planned for you guys.
What exactly am I going to be able to do here in this exhibit?
Well, today, Alex, I think we're going to play some music on some rocks. I think we'll race some cars down a hill, but we have to put the tires on first. And we're going to paint with water on a big rock wall and watch it disappear. And then I think we'll launch some balls through the air.
We're about to rock out and make our own music on a giant rock xylophone. Thomas, looks like we're going to be playing some music over here.
We are. We're going to rock and roll using our stone tones here. We're going to hit our stone xylophone here and see how loud of the sound we can make and feel the vibrations, that shaking motion of the rocks after we hit it. Can we try that? Are we ready?
Let's do it.
So, now that sounds pretty good. Let's put our hand very lightly on it. You can feel that.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty neat, huh? That shaking, that's where that sound comes from. Yeah. Exactly. Let's try it again. Let's do a little bit more. See if we can really whack it super hard and then feel that vibration again. Oh, that's super cool, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Now, I know you like to play music, and one of my favorite things is when we're singing and playing music is to feel the vibrations of the sound in our throat. And I know, can we sing a note together? Let's sing a.
Sure.
Can you feel that vibration in your throat too?
I can, yeah.
Isn't that great? That same sound, that same vibration that we were getting here from the rock, we can still feel that sound vibration in our throats too. Pretty cool.
Check out this cool 2-story ball machine.
This is one of my favorite parts of Liberty Science Center. This is our ball launcher.
It has a special air cannon that can help you launch a ball on a trip through a maze. Air pressure is what gets these balls soaring.
Now here you have the opportunity to launch balls in all sorts of different directions and control which way they go down the ramps. Are you ready to try it?
Absolutely. All right, so this green ball is gonna go up in there.
Mm-hmm, toss it right in.
Here we go.
And in it goes. What we're gonna do, we're going to turn a wheel that's going to lift a very heavy piece of metal.
Right, I think it's almost there.
Under that piece of metal, we're gonna create a big space of air. When the big piece of metal drops, all that air is going to push out through a tube and send our ball up to that bullseye right there.
Next up, we learn about evaporation. How does this work? I don't see any paint anywhere.
Exactly, you're right. All we have is our paintbrush in the water. Usually if you're gonna paint, you'd need some more paint, some watercolors to mix with this. But this is a very special paint wall. It's made of a kind of rock called slate. The thing I like about slate the most is that when you paint on it with some water, if you give it a little bit of time, it starts to disappear. Now the water's not really disappearing, it's changing. It's going from liquid water to water vapor, going back out into the air around us.
I'm gonna draw a happy face.
I like it.
All right, here we go.
Maybe I'll draw a comet.
Now maybe you can tell me what I'm drawing.
Okay, I'll guess.
Here we go.
It's a guitar.
Yes.
Fantastic. But Alex, look right under your guitar. You remember where we painted those lines earlier?
Yeah.
They've already started to disappear. If you look really, look, it's disappearing right before our eyes. It's evaporating right there.
How does building your own race car sound?
Now I'm gonna give you one of our car bodies here. I'm gonna take one too. Now, we have 2 different size tires for you to try.
All right.
We have some really, really big ones or some really, really small ones. Now, it's up to you. What do you think? What would you like to put on your car? What do you think is gonna win the race? The big wheels or the small wheels?
I think the big wheels.
I think the big wheels? All right. Well, just for fun, for the experiment, there's your 4. I'll do small wheels.
All right.
Let's see
Here
what
we
happens.
go. Will the larger wheeled car outrace the smaller wheeled car? All right, time to find out if it's the big wheels or the small wheels that are gonna win this race. Thomas and I challenge each other and race our cars on this test track. Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even make it to the end.
So why do you think, Alex? What do you think slowed the big wheels down and made the small wheels go fast?
Well, I imagine with the big wheels, there's more surface that actually has to turn for it to get to the bottom.
That's what I think so too. Because the wheels are bigger, it takes them longer to go around, so the small wheels are gonna get there faster.
And they're heavier too.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. I think those are so heavy, it takes them a little while to get started too, where our small wheels, they're right down the track.
Yeah, so in this case, less is more.
I like it.
My favorite part of the I Explore exhibit is conducting my first science experiment of the day. I get to make snow.
This is called instant snow.
Okay.
It's a very, very special kind of plastic, which actually kind of behaves like salt. Doesn't look much like snow yet, does it? Looks
No.
more like sand and feels more like sand. What do you
Yeah,
think?
or like salt.
Exactly, yeah. So what we're going to do with it, we're going to give it a little bit of water and then see what happens.
All right.
Are you ready? We're going to add 1 cup of water, dump the whole thing in. Now let's watch very carefully.
Wait for it. Whoa, look at that.
And
Oh,
there it goes. Pretty cool, huh?
it's awesome. Instant snow.
Kaleidoscope.
Next up, a visit to the Wonder Why exhibit hall.
Are you wondering why I brought you to
I
this
am-
exposition?
I am wondering why.
I couldn't help it. Here in this exhibition, we're going to discover all sorts of different fun things in science. This is kind of a potpourri, a whole bunch of different things. You're going to make the biggest bubble you have ever seen.
Really?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you like to blow bubbles?
I love to blow bubbles.
Me too. I want you to slowly pull on that lever there. Nice and
Right.
slow. Now, if you see,
There it is.
it's beginning. This is the Bernoulli ball. The Bernoulli principle is all about how air moves. We were talking earlier about being on an airplane. Now, have you ever taken off in an airplane before?
Sure.
Now, have you ever wondered how something so big could get up in the air and stay there?
Often.
I know, right? So the ball is sticking there because as the air moves past it really, really fast, that's the high pressure air, and that's keeping it steady right in the middle there. But it's holding underneath. There's all that low pressure air, and on the top and the bottom, that's keeping it exactly in the right spot for it to keep floating right there.
So Thomas, what is this beautiful object right here?
It is beautiful, isn't it? It's a Kaleidoscope, and by spinning that, we get to discover all sorts of things about the way liquid moves, or dynamics. What do you know?
A Kaleidoscope. Mm-hmm. Ah, it's kind of like a kaleidoscope.
I like it. Give it another spin.
Let's try it. Wow.
Alex and the Kaleidoscope. We love science.
Off to eat and be eaten. Many animals adapt in amazing ways to survive in the wild. For some, their skin or fur can act as camouflage, so they blend right into their environment.
Here in the Eat and Be Eaten exhibition, this is all about the food chain. Who eats who and who sometimes gets eaten by who. In here we have the redfoot tortoises. These guys are native to South America and they love to eat all different kinds of fruit. It is their absolute favorite food. And if you see in here, there's also some golden finches flying around. These guys are the dagus. They live in central Chile and down in South America and live way high up in the mountains. They're kind of like a gerbil that you might see in the pet store. One of these very silly things about these guys, they love to store food in their cheeks. So their cheeks get big and puffy as they collect all different kinds of seeds and nuts. In here, we see the burrfish. And just like other members in the pufferfish family, if they get threatened or scared at all, they can puff up into a huge ball to scare off anybody who might want to make a snack out of them. And you can see all those sharp spines all over their back would make them a very unappetizing meal. So these are our Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Now these are very different than the cockroaches you'd see in the city garbage cans.
I hope
These
so.
guys, exactly. These guys love to live in dark, moldy old logs and wedge themselves in and eat old bits of vegetation. You saw we just
Look at
gave
them
them.
coming.
There, they're coming out.
Oh, man.
Soup's on. These are the newest addition to our Liberty Science Center family, the cotton-top tamarins. These wonderful little monkeys, they're extremely vocal. They have many different sounds that they use to communicate within their family. That's one of my favorite parts about these monkeys. They stick together in big family groups. And when it's time to have a baby, all of the grown-ups in the entire family take care of the little baby all together.
If you live in a big city, the sky isn't just home to those big white fluffy clouds. You'll probably also find skyscrapers that soar high in the sky. Skyscrapers are super tall buildings and can be found in big cities all around the world.
We're in Skyscraper, one of my favorite exhibitions in the Science Center. Here you get to see skyscrapers from all over the world. Look at how architects design and build these amazing structures, and even get to build one of your own.
Something like this, maybe something like that. I've always wanted to do this, Thomas.
Are you having fun on the excavator?
So cool.
There's all different levers to try there. So using that excavator, you were digging and pulling all that dirt. So if you were building a brand new building, you'd have to use one of these to clear a whole space for that big foundation like we built on your building back there.
Alex and the Kaleidoscope.
The last stop on our scientific adventure is the Hudson Home exhibit. So Thomas, all of these fish right here, these are fish we can actually find right outside of this science center, correct?
Some of them you certainly can. This is an example of the wetlands habitat. You'll find that all up and down the Hudson River and going out towards the Atlantic Ocean. We've got everybody in here from mullets to minnows to perch and even the diamondback terrapin, those turtles swimming across the top
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So Alex, one of the important parts of our Hudson Home is talking about conservation, keeping our planet clean, not just here along the Hudson River, but all over in all the waterways, the lakes, the rivers, and the oceans. And that means not polluting these waterways, because once you pollute the water, it goes everywhere. It goes into the ground, it goes out to sea. So keeping the water clean is one of the best first steps in conservation. And recycling different materials.
If we use what we've got, we don't need such a lot.
We're going to play a game of Trashketball. Now, this just isn't any recycling game. This is a monstrous 4-foot slingshot that we are going to use to sort different recyclable materials into our different recyclable bins.
The solution will recycle, become the solution.
So we have a couple different kinds here. We have the plastic and metal, so things like bottles and cans, stuff like that.
To recycle means we reuse the garbage waste.
Then in the middle, we'd have food waste. Now, although that's not recyclable in the way that we could turn it into something else, it's great for composting. Say you want to put it in your garden, make a worm farm. And last, we have those paper. Of course, paper comes from trees. We know how important that is. We want to recycle as much paper as possible, so we cut down less trees.
Such a lot of new materials to fill the shops. We won't throw away what increases the pollution. We'll recycle, become the solution. We'll recycle,